What's happening, y'all? Here we are in Tankland, getting ready to feed and give the garden some food. It's been a couple days. I did water only for the last 2 days. So I'm gonna supercharge it again to give me enough time to clean both my tanks back out. I loaded this one with some sugar. This one's spotless clean. And we are gonna brew. So, how do we make brewing and feeding quick, fast, and easy? Well, first off, powders make it pretty awesome because you can weigh out all your powders beforehand. Really hard to do this with liquids without taking up a ton of space. So, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. First thing I wanna add to my brew is usually Aminos, but I like to do a half dosage of Aminos now to be able to give the microbes and all of the food or all of the beneficial organisms something to eat and stick onto, as well as an enzymatic and amino style glue for the other nutrients to attach to. So I'm gonna do half a dose now and half a dose right before I feed. The next thing that I wanna do in here, what are we gonna do today? Let's have some fun. We're gonna throw some kelp in here. I got some pre-weighed out kelp. The key to kelp is a 1/16 or 17, depending on the day. And basically it's an amazing kelp because it's 400 different types of Ascophyllum nodosum. It's a lot of different vitamins, minerals, hormones, and I like to throw it in second because it works really well with the aminos. One of the easiest ways for me to be able to come out and feed on the go, no questions asked, is I sit down and I weigh out all my powders ahead of time. So when I come to my tea and feed days, I can just grab my powders and start adding. For instance, it's time for me to add my microbes to this tea over here. This is a pre-weighed out batch of microbes from Keto Life, 5.22 billion CFUs per gram. My absolute favorite product in the line. One thing that's cool about it is it's sucrose, dextrose, brewer's yeast, humic acids, and fulvic acids all tied together. 2 species of Streptomyces, 2 species of Cannabacillus, 2 species of Pseudomonas, all ready to rock and roll, and that tea is already starting to foam. So I'm gonna keep feeding it. I already added aminos right before I added my microbes, so that way they've got something real nice to stick to. The next thing that I'm gonna add that I'm really excited about is our enzymes. This is a cool product because unlike all other enzymatic products that I know of, this is a microbiological enzyme. So it's 7 different species of beneficial bacteria, one of them namely being Bacillus safensis, which is very powerful for converting inorganic to organic materials, the most powerful that we know of, and creating enzymatic chains and excretions. So, one other cool thing about it is it's brought to you by Keto Life in a dissolvable pre-dosed pack. Each pack is good for 50 to 150 gallons depending on your setting. I like to throw 1 pack per 50-gallon tea brew to get all my microbes and organic acids and water and soil and everything rolling and working together in true fashion. The next thing that I want to add is I am actually going to add CalNomag. But this CalNomag, I'm actually going to add into my giant reservoir over here because I pre-dosed this for my giant reservoir to do a little bit heavier dosage of calcium. So this is 333 grams of CalNomag into 300 gallons of water actually. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to just go ahead and add into here. This is the lazy way to do it. Yeah, for sure. A lot of times I like to recommend to people that they take their powders and they pre-mix them in a water bucket and take a drill and a paint mixer and mix them around, but I don't have time for that today. I gotta get going grabbing my kids. You know how it is. We all got stuff to do. So solubility of organic products is really, really nice in that aspect. The next thing that I'm gonna throw in here is Green 9. This is our micronutrient. And Green 9 is the kind of the same way. It's so stinking soluble and so amazing. I'm adding it to my big brewer. Also, you don't really need these micronutrients tied to amino acids for your tea brew. So I like to separate out like what's gonna host beneficial microorganisms. Yes, this will, it works symbiotic with microorganisms, but it doesn't proliferate the volume of them like crazy. We already added the amino, we already added the kelp, we already added the microbes. So now we're gonna add the micronutrients and the aminos to this tank as well. What I absolutely love about this product is it is our most soluble product by far. So I don't even have to take my time dumping it in. I can just boom, dump the whole bag right in there, right on the top. And because of the way that I've got these tanks designed, they're ghetto tea brewers. Now I got my tea brewer here, but I've also got this rigged up as a ghetto tea brewer. So right out the drain, I've got air injected. And as this air bubble injects, it causes air and water lift, which cycles water and air back into the top of the tank and pulls through the drain. So the whole tank is, so to speak, moving in a flow like a river, and is also, you know, adding some air to it. So I don't use any impellers. It's good for the microbes. It's good for a lot of other things, but it keeps my tank agitated and stirring, which is good for my organic program. So I already added enzymes to that tank as well to allow all of those organics and nutrients to fully solubilize, but we also make our microbes in a large pack. I'm really excited about this in the future, to be continued. So, if you guys want to make powder feeding super simple, check out powders, how easy they are, but most importantly, high purity powders that are super soluble and allow you to make mixing and your life easy. Yee! Thank you.